amores que adornan su jardín. Eres la imagen del bello Edén. Sandra, preciosa, orgullo de mi Nana.
Can I request everyone to close their videos so that the audio will be heard? To formally welcome us all, may I call on our very active English Department Head, Madam Analea Fabila Pilanga, for her opening remarks. Ma'am.
Yes. To the sharp-witted school head, Madam Anabella O. Espinosa, and her equally brilliant assistant school principal, Sir James Ryan and Amamampang. To my colleagues in the teaching profession, to the senior high school students present today, a better afternoon to all. This convention is our call of duty to answer the perennial problem that has been affecting the delivery of instructions across any learning disciplines. This is the poor reading ability of some learners. Hence, the language department stepped in to take the forefront of this activity, but behind this innovation is the clever mind of our school head, Madame Espinosa. This Brigada Pagbasa, dubbed as fostering a community of readers, is just the beginning. Much has to be done, but together with the administration as the bedrock of this activity, we believe no hay imposible, cree, punto, punto, puede. More than just the incentives of gaining service credits for the Brigada Escuela and the hours rendered in the immersion is a difference that we will be able to make in our learners' lives. They are the core of this activity, the essence of our profession. So in behalf of the administration and the English department, I am welcoming you all in this endeavor. Let's paddle together to reach our goal and to make a difference. Thank you. Okay, Vince.
Thank you very much, Ma'am Pilanga. To uplift us with positive inspirational words, let us all welcome our dearest and brilliant secondary school principal for Madam Anabella O. Espinosa.
Good afternoon, everyone. Am I heard well? Can you hear me? Because I think there is a problem with the audio. I could hardly hear. I was not able to pick up what Ma'am Leia said because it's very, very weak. So I hope I can be heard by everyone. So to everyone who is present in this platform, welcome and thank you for your spirit of volunteerism. The project that we are going to undertake is part of the Brigada Escuela. Brigada Escuela this year is will not only last for 1 week, but rather it will take us 1 month in the making. So what is the gist or what is the focus of this month-long celebration or observance of Brigada Escuela? Aside from the beautification, maintenance, and upkeeping of the school facilities and the campus as a whole, the main focus will be giving remediation to learners who need professional help. That's why we are tapping almost everyone to be with us in this endeavor. So we can now see there are 100 participants. So as I have gone along the list, there are teachers who come from the different departments, science, math, and MAPE at that. There are also students who are with us, especially students coming from the UMS of the senior high school. I can also see some Girl Scouts, and probably I can just, there is only a difficulty in identifying the Boy Scouts because there is no distinction who you are in this platform. So to all of you, thank you very much. Now, what are we going to do during this month-long Brigada Escuela? We are going to help our learners, your schoolmates who experience difficulty in reading. For the teachers, there will be assigned learners who will be under their tutelage, under their mentoring and coaching activities. For teachers with comorbidities, you can undertake your assistance or your coaching virtually. So you will only choose learners. Ma'am Leia, give assignments to teachers with comorbidity, especially those with with internet connectivity with the proper gadgets. Because para alya lang kita man-focus, kita yakal kanila. Same is true with math, science, with Filipino and math. Now, for those who do not have any gadgets at all, that will be the time when we're going to tap our senior high school students, Girl Scouts, and other volunteers to do face-to-face tutoring. Now, listen very well, our dear senior high school students. You do not have to cross the street. You do not have to go to as far as 1 kilometer. Your coverage is within 50 meters or to 200 meters from your residence to tap learners who need your assistance. So your teachers, your immersion teacher, as well as your English teachers will facilitate in giving you the reading materials for you to teach your brothers, sisters, cousins, other relatives within your vicinity. You do not have to go to another purok or another zone to do that. If you only have 2, 3, or until 5 learners to be assisted, then that will be all. We will not require you to gather as much as 10, but you are going to go beyond your area. So for example, isa sa inyo, mayroong kapatid na non-reader at nandyan sa listahan or slow reader, tulungan nyo yung kapatid ninyong makabasa. Bibigyan kayo ng teacher ninyo, the teacher from this school, the reading materials that you are going to use. Then the teacher will also teach you how to teach your relatives how to read. Same is true with the Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts. Okay. You will not be asking them, you will not have any lesson plan. Dear learners, what you're going to do is just to teach. Ibibigay now. So, ang hindi pa marunong, tingnan nyo, kung hindi nila yun alam nung una. So, whenever you are giving them tutoring or coaching, mentoring, pagkatapos nun, i-check ni teacher at the end of 1 month, pag marunong na yung kapatid o yung relatives ninyong magbasa, that will be your immersion grade. Okay, senior high school? For the Girl Scout, that will also be your output for the Chief Girl Scout Medal Scheme. For the Boy Scout, that will also be a recommendation for you for community service in case you are working with your Eagle Award. Okay? Community service na yun. So each one of you will be getting something from this experience. So I can see some learners there. Kaya hindi kailangan pumunta sa malayo. You don't even have to come to school. You only will take instructions from your teachers via phone call or by chat messages at kayo-kayo na rin lang doon. Tingnan nyo kung paano ninyo makuha yung mga materials. Pag walang capability din, si teacher ang pupunta at ibibigay yon. Okay, I hope that is clarified. So for the teachers, if there are learners under your assignment, all you have to do is to monitor and update each learner or update each tutor as to what is already happening. Kaya, isang teacher, meron siyang 3 student teacher, imo-monitor niya yung 3 student teacher kung tama ba ang ginagawa o meron na bang problema. So that is what you have to do. Pag wala na, you can also have your own learners for you to teach. Kasi marami masyado. We have at least siguro 250 slow learners or slow readers. Kaya ilan lang tayo dito ngayon? We are just 100. So ibig sabihin, baka 1:2 o kaya tingnan na paano ang division ng mga learners for each one of you. There will be no pressures. Kailangan lang may gauge. If the first attempt or first time, pinabasa ninyo sa mga learners ninyo ang isang paragraph, take note of the words where they made a mistake. Do not give any comment. So, pag sa isang paragraph na may 100 words, nagkamali sila ng 50 words. See to it that at the end of the activity, at the end of the month-long activity, alam na nilang basahin yung 50 words na na-miss nila. At pwede na kayong mag-move forward kung ano pang ibang material ang gagamitin ninyo. Okay? So, from hindi nila alam, natutunan na nila. Now, sino ang mag-check nito? Kung alam talaga ng bata, sina ma'am, sina teacher, sa English, sina teacher, kung sino ang volunteer teacher dyan na magpa-follow up. Okay? Are there any question? Okay. So I hope everything is clear and we will be able to do things in the spirit of volunteerism. What we're going to do is to help uplift the lives of our schoolmates, of our learners, that by the time the new school year will start, minimize at na-lessen na yung mga non-readers natin. Hindi na kayo, wala na magsasabi, de Ayala se no sabe se le. Na-reach out natin yung mga batang hindi marunong magbasa. Now, if there are extreme cases na talagang hindi marunong magbasa ang bata, ibigay nyo na kay teacher, i-endorse nyo na. Yung mga senior high school, pag hindi talaga marunong, huwag mahiya at huwag matakot. Ibigay ang pangalan kay teacher na talaga, kasi si teacher na talaga, ang English teacher na talaga o Filipino teacher na talaga, ang mag-a-attend dyan sa mga estudyante ninyo. Pero kung matutulungan ninyo yan, then that's very, very good. Okay? So, sino yung pinakamarami? Tingnan natin at the end. By September 3, who will be able to help most number of learners? So teachers, please keep track kung sino-sino. Basta hindi lang kailangan, nasa vicinity lang nila ha. Hindi nila kailangang mag-cross. O, sino ang mga natulungan nila? Then, let's record it so that we can give the proper recognition. They might be having, for the senior high, the highest grade possible kasi marami silang natulungan. Okay? So to everyone, I know there is something very, this project is a little bit tough and a little bit hard, but we always say, no hay cosa imposible, cree junto puede. Nothing is impossible. Believe together we can. Thank you and good afternoon.
Thank you very much, Madam, for the influencing and encouraging message. Thank you, ma'am. For webinars, attendance can be captured using various methods. To make attendance checking fun, let us have our reading coordinator from the grade 7 curriculum, the very dedicated secondary school teacher 3, Ma'am Heda H. Koyman.
Thank you very much, Ma'am Benz. Again, a pleasant afternoon to everyone and mabuhay po sa lahat. So I am tasked to just have this attendance check. So I think our viewers right now are coming from the senior high school teachers and senior high school immersion students or our UMS students. Then we have our teachers from the MAPE department. We also have MAPE department is headed by our none other than Sir Ladaga. Our Filipino department teachers, who is headed by Ma'am Emma Marba. Our TLE department, headed by our very own Ma'am Weng. And we have students coming from the Girl Scouts of the Philippines. Our SSG students, our Girl Scout of the Philippines is also represented by Ma'am Emma Marba. And of course, we have our troop leaders being with us. They are actually with us this afternoon. And one of them is our troop leader coming from the grade 7, is our master teacher, Ma'am Haifa Ternida, and the SSG headed by Sir Abdul Qudus Husin. We are very happy to have everyone this afternoon. And so to start with our attendance check, it is just but very simple. All you have to do is just to give the acronym. The acronym of the word read, as we emphasize it, we are encouraging, especially our students, to read. So let's try to have just like this one. You may place your answer in the chat box. Just give the acronym for read, like R for relax, E for enjoy, A for end, and D for do reading. So let's have from the senior high school teachers and senior high school immersion students. You may write your answer on the chat box.
Ma'am, hindi ma-upload? Na-upload ko kagabi. Ako makita. Saan mo in-upload?
Okay, so we have R. Okay, so we have one who is so active from Claire Rojas. You are an immersion student. Okay, so from it's already a very big school, perhaps some will be missed and some are new. So we have reading from Claire Rojas. Okay, then we have E from Manuel D. Betorin, and he said, E, enjoy, that's a good thing to do. E from MJ Estrellas, exciting. Yes, reading is really An exciting thing to another one. Okay, we will have two more from the senior high school teachers. Melinda Lagmay, our co-teacher, reached the unreachable, but not the stars. It could also be the stars, Ma'am Melinda Lagmay. E for excellence. Wow, Sir Alfred, hello there. For activity, I think you have lots of answers. And I think if I'm going to read it one by one, we have excellence, amazing, and it will take me a very long time to do it. So let's have, thank you very much from the senior school student volunteers, teachers, and the senior high school students. Very good. Okay, now let's have a virtual. Then we will have from the MAPE, Filipino, and TLE, teacher volunteers, and perhaps we have also here some coming from the different departments like science, mathematics, what else? ESP. Okay, so we have here, I could not miss this one. He is one of the curriculum chairpersons from Sir Roger Jacinto. Attentive. We have from Mamu Jayana Sahiron of the Filipino Department. Action. Yeah, action. That's good thing to do. A good thing to do from a teacher. Ma'am Simplicia, discover. Ma'am Diana Portacion from the Filipino Department. Approved without thinking. E, enjoy. Okay, one more. Let's have the last person on the road. Jolive Castañares. Hello there, Ma'am Jolive. Good luck to you. A, adventure. Very good. A virtual applause for these very active people enjoying our afternoon session. Now let's have, of course, if you are active, the active people on Earth or in this planet are our Girl Scout of the Philippines, headed by Ma'am Emma Marba. Let's have from the GS, what is your acronym for read? Wow, Maris. Okay, discover new world. B, another Girl Scout. Wag magpatalo ang Girl Scout. Nandiyan si Ma'am Emma. And Ma'am Haifa. Okay, enthusiasm. Riza J. A. Aton, our co-teacher. Another one. Ira May, explore more, not less, but more. No more. Two more, no more. Okay, diverse, Ma'am Emma. Wow, thank you, Ma'am Emma. Diverse. Okay, so that's it. Dedicated, Diana Portacion. Okay, Ma'am Mujayana. Girl Scout, di ba si Ma'am Mujayana? Hello there, Ma'am Mujay. But she wants to be. Okay, there you go. Okay, very good. Virtual pause for them. Thank you very much for your doable from Emma. From the SG headed by Sir Kudus. Hello, I'm back from Sir Ling. Sir Ling, dali, oh, I'm back ya daw. Okay, what about Sir Kudus? SSG on the line. Wag magpatalo, SSG. Okay, I think there's Sir Kudus. I love you. Okay, so there we go. So robust. Okay, from Helen K, not Alan K. Empowered, active, doable. Okay, thank you very much. Coming from the Supreme Student Government of Ayala National High School. So thank you very much. Virtual round of applause for everyone. Be happy to be with you this afternoon.
Mom Head, all claps for you. That was very fantastic. Thank you very much, ma'am. So now, we will all be proceeding to our first speaker this afternoon. She is a new member of our English department family, teaching grade 9 learners, and now the grade 9 reading coordinator. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Faiza Khan.
Nagsasalita bebe dito si Laxi. Si Laxi. Oh, sa immersion. So, ano tayo na?
Nagsasalita din si Joy Hamis.
While waiting, can I request everyone to please mute their microphones? Thank you very much.
Share screen.
Hi everyone, I'm Faiza Khan, a grade 9 English teacher at National High School. So before we begin, I will make it live, but then I have pre-recorded a video of me explaining of the orientation for today's Brigada Pagbasa fostering a community of readers. So I'll be giving some pointers on the technicalities in fostering a community of readers. So as we begin, let us first identify or let us first know what is FCR. So FCR, or Fostering a Community of Readers, is a Brigada department of Ayala National High School. It is a project that aims to focus on students to meet immediate focus. That means it's you right now, the reading volunteers that we have. So as we get ourselves involved in this project, we have to know that there are stages in fostering a community for reading. So the first stage is the pre-test. This will be conducted to gauge the students' skill. Second, we have reading sessions. They shall occur based from the findings made in the pre-test. And lastly, a post-test will be conducted or carried out to determine the changes occurred in the entirety of the program. Now, to carry out the stages mentioned earlier, here are some pointers to remember. So, the first is to inform both the parents and students concerned. Inform them of what will be done or what is expected to be done, and inform them of the stages and the objectives of the program. Second, make sure to make students feel comfortable by having a brief introduction of yourself, and you may ask them to do the same to establish the rapport. Next, make sure to have a stable internet whenever you begin with the reading session. Fourth, you have to be in your comfort zone as well by being in a well-lit area where you're most comfortable for more clothing. Fifth, create a schedule. You have to create a flexible schedule to avoid hassle for both you and your students. Lastly, do not forget to enjoy. So now that you're here, what is in it for you? To be there to help the youth in developing and improving one of the most important skills considered in surviving real world, you are considered a contributor to their future success. For this, Ayala National High School, especially the English department, thanks you for taking part as we aim for excellence in quality education for our youth. So, to everyone who have participated or who are already participating, you will be receiving a certificate of appreciation and participation in contributing for the good. So, shall you have any queries, do not hesitate to ask. This is my short presentation, and I believe we have so thank you for listening, and God's
Thank you very much, Ma'am Faizakan. Now, we will proceed to our second speaker for this afternoon. She will be talking about the importance of reading. Again, the grade 7 curriculum reading coordinator, Ma'am Heda Coleman. Again, thanks for filling. I'm back. Now, we will get it up. So I have to go on with it. And the first question is, what is reading? Okay. And the answer to this one is, reading is one of the fundamental skills a child has to learn to succeed in life. Next, of course, definitely, if we have one who is who has that foundation in reading, that child will be able to ever-changing society. Okay, so compared to that of before, I'm not saying that it's not competitive, but definitely it's more competitive right now. And reading for the child. Okay, remember that developing good reading habits it will go through as he or she grows up. Now, their teachers, this is already very common, but for our young students who are different organizations, you may ask, why is reading important? Okay, so you may ask, why is reading important? Okay, so this is one of the questions that you may raise. Okay, so we have number one. The answer to that is it expands their vocabulary. So we may come across with words when we read, and they add it up to our vocabulary. The more readings that we have, the more words that we will learn. And of course, when we say vocabulary, it has something to do with the body of words used in a particular language. Say, for instance, in English, there are a lot of words. And when and where can we learn these words? Definitely, since this is not our mother tongue, okay, perhaps by reading. The next one, it makes them better at it. As we say that practice makes perfect, it is not only true in reading, but true to all aspects. The best way to get better at reading is just to do it. Okay? So we encourage our students to read more. Long before, we used to read books, pocket books, but now, because it really perhaps strains our eyes, so seldom that we could read pocket
books, but there was a time in our life that we love to read pocket books. Okay, so we encourage you, the students, as well. Okay, number 3, it makes them make sense of the world around us. Okay, we say that as they learn, no, our students, or perhaps you as students, as they learn, or as you learn to read, they are able to determine what things around them. Say from signs to stickers to labels. Okay? Remember, being able to read helps them, or helps you understand what is what and the purpose it serves. Remember, let's say, for example, you get inside a restaurant to dine in. Perhaps if you could not read, then you have there the he or the she. So uh, which room are you going to go in or get in? So if you do not know how to read in the field, for our student volunteers, I tell you, students who are really in that position, it leads to the future academic success. So why? Because one of it is reading in order to even progress to school. Okay, so there are those students who are left behind for the reason that they do not know how to read. Because in reading, if you know how to read, definitely everything follows. Number 5, it enhances their imagination. As the child reads, he and or she can begin to imagine where the characters are. Right? So when you read, okay, as if you are there, you are in that position, you are the character in the book or the reading material that you are reading. Okay, they can even create their own little world. So I will be Jezebel. I will be the beauty, and I will be the beast in the story. Okay, so reading enhances imagination, that forcing them to picture what the character actually looks like and who they are. Next, number 6, it. Okay, so in reading, it gives them something good to do, especially with no picture. So at first, you have enjoy reading in the elementary with graphics, with pictures, and so on. But now, as you grow older, you have now without anything in it, just the words, the entire chapter or the entire book. But you enjoy, you have already the habit of reading. So, forcing them to really get into their imagination, and therefore, next we have 2 more, 7. Definitely, it is the whole system of structure of the language in general. The language teachers know this. Is why from from the letters, knowing the sounds, knowing the letters, forming words, forming phrases, clauses, then you have forming sentences. And after that, they could even create from sentences to paragraphs. So that is how they can expound or expand their knowledge through reading. And number 8, it improves their writing skills. So what are those macro skills that we have? So it is not actually the writing skills that can be improved, okay, because we said that reading helps improve their vocabulary, communication and grammar skills. It ultimately improves the writing skills as well. So could it be only the writing skills? No, it does not stop from there. And what are those macro skills? we have, aside from writing, we have listening. Okay, so people who are good readers or they love reading, they are also good listeners. I'm not telling that you're not good. You are not. Definitely that would follow. Okay, you are a good listener, then you are good in speaking. If you are good in reading, then you are also good in writing. And the fifth one, which is now included, is viewing. So as we said that reading really plays a very significant role, a vital role. But of course, we as volunteers, it takes really a heart to encourage, to foster that love for reading. And that is the purpose of our FCR, that our students will learn to love. And how would that be? How could they learn to love reading? Of course, we as volunteers should also possess that compassion, that patience, that our readers, low readers, or perhaps those who are in the frustration level, to have that love for reading. And it will be coming from us. And it will be a great help for them. Okay? So in everything that we do, for sure, we will be blessed because this is Brigada Pagbasa. This is volunteerism or the bayanihan spirit of the Filipino people. So that is all. I do hope that you have gotten something from me. And please do stand by because we have two more speakers with a short, perhaps I say, things to share to you. However, it is very important and could be used once we are ready, once we are in the field of our program. So again, a blessed afternoon to everyone.
Thank you very much, Ma'am Head Appointment. Indeed, that reading is very important. Like what Oprah Winfrey said, that reading is the strongest in your future. When you are a great reader, you can articulate, you can speak, and command the English language efficiently and effectively. For our third speaker for this afternoon, we have the grade 8 reading coordinator. He will be talking about the basics of teaching reading. Let us all welcome Sir Ray Lismis.
Hello everyone, good afternoon. A while ago, we have learned about the importance of reading, and thank you so much, Ma'am Head, for that. And now, this time, I'll be talking about the basics of teaching reading. Now, before we start the teaching of reading, we need first to identify the reading levels of our reading learners. Now, there are 3 reading levels that we need to know first before conducting or doing the teaching of reading. And these are those 3 reading levels. First, we have the independent, second, instructional, and third, frustration. Now, when you talk about, by the way, among these 3, you know already which one is good and which one is not. Now, talking about independent, you know already that those reading learners who belong to this level are reading learners who can really read on their own without the help of the reading teacher. And so, when they can read on their own, it is expected that when they will be asked by the reading teacher about the content of their about the content of the text that they have read, definitely they can give the details about it. They can answer. They can explain it. Now let's proceed to the second one. We have the instructional. So when you say instructional also, the reading learners who belong to this one, this level, are those, we can say, yes, they can read, but they struggle a little and they need the support coming from our reading teacher. When you say they struggle, not completely having this manifestation that they can just read limited words like that, but they can still manage to read. However, they just need the support coming from the reading teacher. Okay, so you know now the difference between these two, the independent. Now let's proceed to the third one, frustration. Now when you say frustration, based on experience, most of our students who belong in this level are those slow readers, those who are, let's be honest now, non-readers. We have students in high school who could hardly recognize the sound of a certain, shall we say, letter, and then they could not even incorporate it with other letter, the sounds of other letters, in order for them to come up with a word. So it would be very difficult. So for this part, there is really a need for a special attention attention coming from the teacher. When I say special attention, it does not necessarily mean that these learners who belong to this level are those learners who have special needs. They are just somewhat, the reading teacher really just need to exert a lot of effort, give ample time in order for them to have progress in learning the reading. Because, you know, reading is a continuous process. It is a process that is not just good for one sitting, but it must be done from time to time, day by day, something like that. Now, let me proceed with my slide. Okay, for independent level, I've mentioned this already, that the learner reads the text without teacher support, okay? And she successfully accounts for what the text explains. I've mentioned that already, that the learners who belong to this level are those who are capable of being able to read and understand the text that they are reading, because they have all the knowledge, they have all the reading skills needed for them to be able to process the text that they are reading. Okay? I hope that's clear, and we do not have problem with this one, with the students belonging this level, to this level, because they know how to read. They can read on their own. Next. Instructional. The learner finds the text challenging. This is what I have been telling, that it's a struggle for them, but not out of reach. As I said, it's manageable. It's because of the appropriate instruction coming from the reading teacher. So for those volunteers that we have, I expect that you will be able to really expose to everything. Like give your best in order for you to let them read, do what is expected from you, and in order to get the expected result also from our readers. Okay. Next, frustration level. The learner cannot construct meaning out of the text. Now, we have a big question here. How can a learner, or how can learners, reading learners, be able to construct meaning out of a text where in fact they could not even recognize the sound of shall we say, word, or words, letter. Diba? So how would they be able to construct meaning out of a text? Now, when you say construct meaning out of a text, it is now it's a complex process now, right? So they are beyond their ability. So they are, behind from those learners who are in the instructional level, who are in the independent level. So that's why. So the teacher needs to offer lots of support and guidance. This is what I have been telling you, that they need special attention coming from the reading teacher. Okay, and with that, I will be presenting to you some of the strategies that you may use. I am saying you may use, because you may also use those strategies that you have that I will not be mentioning here. If you think those strategies that you have there are good enough, are best, or can give you the effective result, well then, why not use it? Now, let's proceed first to the strategies that we prepare, that we have for instructional. We have first, write me please. So how do you do this? This is very easy. You say, write me please. The reading teacher will just dictate, will just say the word. Of course, let's observe also proper pronunciation in order for the students to really learn. That's the correct way of saying the word. And then after the reading teacher says the word, so that the learners now will jot down the correct answer. Next, word sort. How do you do that? For example, in a box, you place a lot of words there, and then you ask the learners to group them according to their sound. For example, the sound is at. So you ask them to group according to the sound at. So they will come up with, only if these words are provided. You have rat, mat, what else? Cat, bat. So words like that. Okay? Next. Choral reading, it's very easy. The teacher will read together with the learners. And then reading with a model reader. So most of the time, some of us reading teachers, we do this all the time in our classroom. We read first, we as models, and then after the students to reading learners as doing the way how we did it. Okay? Now your internet connection is unstable. Okay. Last, number 5, directed reading thinking activity. This is not the last strategy that I have. There are many strategies. As I said earlier, I know you have also your own strategies. You may use it if you want. If you think that's effective, then go. And anyway, let's proceed to number 5, directed reading thinking activity. How do you do this? You prepare a reading text selection, and then you read it together with your students simultaneously, and then from time to time you ask questions. These questions will serve as a guide, but make sure that your questions are easy so that they can answer also. Because remember, you have to consider that these students These students belong to instructional level. So for example, you have the title, let's say Elsa, Anna and Elsa, that's the title, and then it's written by, let's say, Rayleigh Smith. So upon saying that, I'll be asking right away the question, what is the title of the story that we're going to read? So they will answer, okay, Elsa and Anna. Anna and stanza, rather, who's the author, things like that. And then next, you proceed to the first paragraph of the selection questions, and then you ask, you throw the questions to them, then ask them to answer that. For example, who are the characters mentioned? Just be specific with your questions. Just make it easy. Wherein easy in a way that the answer to those questions can be found immediately, right away from the text. Okay, next. So that would be my suggested, what do you call, strategies under for those readers under instructional. Now let's proceed now to frustration. We have also, I have also prepared 5. We have sound and picture matchup. We have sing-alongs that teach a specific sound. 3, we have movement and sound play. 4, word family or the fuller approach. And then 5, phonics with a friend or a companion. Now, first, we have sound and picture matchup. You present a picture with a letter. Okay. Now, what's good about this is that even if the students do not or cannot recognize what the word course is, but at least they will have the idea that of what letter the word flower starts with. Also with horse, what letter the word horse starts with, right? And aside from that, they will be able to know right away that the word flower starts with letter F, and they know also the shape of the letter, horse, H, but they know already the shape of the letter. So that's nice. That is something that is nice with sound and picture matchup, because when they are in their community or in their vicinity, if they are if they can see, if they see a flower, they will be able to recognize that's a flower. The word flower starts with letter F or something like that. Okay na, kahit hindi nila yung word, at least they know that the word flower starts with letter F, right? The word horse starts with letter H. Okay, next. Sing-alongs that teach specific sound. Okay, so for this one, you play a song or a sound that you require the students to sing along with that. And we have here examples. We have learning vowels. We have leapfrog song. So how do you do this? We have example. How do you do this? Aces, aces. Every letter in the word makes sound. So aces. So from that, they will sing that. Of course, you are expected to present a letter. Then the set of letters that you will be presenting, make sure that it is also in that song, okay, that you are going to play, which they will be singing along. And then, while they are singing, sure that you're pointing also to the letter A. So they will be able to remember, okay, that letter is letter A, and the sound of that is A. Okay. Third one, movement and sound play. Give the sound of the letter and the child will step on the letter, the sound that presents. This is very easy. You just give the sound of the letters. Okay, you prepare letters. It's up to you on how you're going to do this on the floor. And then you ask them, okay, I'll state or I utter the sound of a certain letter enter that the sound represents. Okay, your internet connection is unstable again. Word family or the fuller approach. What you're going to do here, you group them according to their family, or this one, for example, app. So group them together. map, laptop, rap, so, and so on. We have also jam, ham, dam, like that. Okay, it's very easy. Last one, we have phonics with a friend, working with our companion, working with our friend. And it feels good to be working not just on your own, but with somebody, so that there will be a learning. You will learn from him or her. Nice. This is nice a strategy also. But provided that there are many learners also. So for our case in the FCR, in the community, we're just focusing, I think, one learner per in a certain place. Okay. So let me just go back before I end this session of mine. You do not worry on how you're going to identify the level of the reading learners, because we already provided a list, we prepared a list, and we already indicated there if the learner is under instructional or frustration. But anyway, you do not have to worry with that because you know already how to identify it. As I said, in the instructional, you know already that the learner is at instructional level. When you ask him or her to read, and then he or she will read like the pronunciation perhaps is incorrect, and then if you will ask question, he or she can provide answers to your questions. However, some are incorrect. Things like that. That's very easy, which I know you can right away assist them. Well, for frustration, this is very obvious. The learner could hardly read. Hindi talaga makaread. Like if you ask him or her to read, okay, read this line, he will or she will read like so something like that. So you know already that this learner needs more assistance in reading. You need to teach him or her more. That's it. And again, that's just the strategies. Because if you think you have your own best strategy there, then why not use it, right? Okay. So that would be all. You have questions? Anyway, if you have questions, you may just how are you going to do that? You may ask later. Okay. Before we end this event, or what do you call this? Virtual orientation. Okay. Okay, so with that, I leave you with this quotation from Victor Hugo in Les Miserables. He says, "To learn to read is to light a fire." So thank you so much for listening, and thank you so much also for being part of this DepEd's activity. And God bless us all. Hope to see you around. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much, Sir Ray Dismiss, for sharing your the topic about the importance, the basics of teaching reading. Sir Ray Dismiss talked about the 3 reading levels. So all our volunteers, teacher volunteers, student volunteers who are not teaching English, that we have 3 reading levels: the independent level, the instructional level, and the frustration level. Okay. I would like to acknowledge also our viewers who are watching live stream in our official Facebook page. As of now, we have 34 viewers. We have Ma'am Gail Ortega, Ma'am Estigia Wahid, Ma'am Jacqueline Francisco, Sir Roger Jacinto, Sir CJ Lim. Thank you very much, Ma'am and Sirs, for all your support. For our last speaker this afternoon, she will be talking about the adherence to COVID-19 protocol. She is the grade 10 reading coordinator. Let us all welcome Mom Sarita Kamada.
Okay, so once again, good afternoon to our participants, especially to our dear principal, Ma'am Annabella O. Espinosa, and our assistant school principal, Sir James Amamampang, to our teachers from the senior high school and the junior high school, to all the student volunteers. Good afternoon. So I am tasked to talk about adherence to COVID-19 protocol. So maybe you will say, protocol, alam na namin yan. Okay, so, but then this is just to remind you of what you're going to do, especially when you're going to have a face-to-face session with your student or clients. Now, a key lesson learned during the pandemic is the important role teachers play in ensuring that learning continues. So there must be a continuous learning even we have our pandemic. A lot will depend on teachers to ensure that children will be able to continue their education in a safe and healthy environment. Now, as a teacher, knowing the facts will not only protect yourself, but also your students. So we are not just referring here to our teachers, but also to our volunteers, because you student volunteers will be now the little teachers of these learners. So you have to know what you're going to do, especially you're going to have your face-to-face session with these students. So be aware of fake information and dangerous myths about COVID-19 circulating that are feeding fear and stigma. Understanding COVID-19, how it spreads and how we can protect ourselves and others is an important first step in establishing classroom procedures and protocols. So what are these protocols that we are going to follow? One, of course, you know this, physical distancing. Okay, so what is this physical distancing? So maintain a distance of at least 1 meter between everyone present at school, inside the classroom, or any venue where you're going to have a face-to-face session. Okay, so especially our volunteers, you're going to have a face-to-face session with our learners. So you must see to it that you have at least 1 meter distance. Increase desk or chair spacing. Next, number 3, avoid crowding. Use signs, ground markings, and other means to maintain 1 meter distance. Okay. Next, move lessons outdoors. So you can conduct your classes outdoors. Or if not, you are going to ventilate your rooms as much as possible. When we say ventilate, It doesn't mean that you are going to use your aircon. Maybe you can open your windows, not to have much better, no? Better ventilation of your room. Next, encourage students not to gather and socialize in big groups. So that's why we say social distancing. Next, number 2, health and hand hygiene. Okay. So in this, hand washing, alam na natin ito, no? Hand washing is one of the easiest, more cost-efficient, and effective way of combating the spread of germs and keeping students and staff healthy. So you have to wash your hands. Now, did you know that cold water and warm water are equally effective? Okay, they are equally effective at killing germs and viruses as long as you use soap. Okay. So if you're not going to wash your hands or you don't like to wash your hands, maybe you can use sanitizers or alcohol, just like what Ma'am Judith is doing right now. Okay, next, number 3 is mask wearing. So I'm wearing the mask, no, because I am coughing. Okay, next, mask wearing. Proper wearing and disposal of masks must be observed at all times. Proper wearing. Okay, so how are we going to wear our mask? Nandito ba sa baba? Ma'am Judith? Okay, and then disposal, no? Disposal. Okay, you are not going to throw your, especially this disposable mask. You are not just going to throw your mask anywhere, because you are, if you're going to dispose them anywhere, you are spreading the virus. Okay, now mask can be disposable mask or the washable mask. Now, all efforts should be made to ensure the use of mask does not interfere with learning. Okay, so the wearing of mask does not interfere. So you should ensure that, no, it will not interfere your learning. So if the teacher will be talking na nakamask, no, naiintindihan pa kaya siguro ng estudyante or what, hindi ba ngongo ang labas, no? Just just like what I'm doing right now, I have my mask. Siguro naman hindi ako ngongo, no? So it does not interfere. Now, no children should be denied access to education because of mask wearing, okay, or the lack of a mask because of low resources or unavailability. Okay, so kung walang mask, okay, walang pera na pambili ng mask, maybe si teacher can provide the mask for our learners. No, anyways, yung mask, maybe it's already not expensive. Okay, or you can use the washable mask. Okay, next, cleaning and disinfecting. So we know, all of us know about this. No, cleaning. We should be clean. Always. So always clean and disinfect our faces and objects that are touched often. Okay. So disinfect. And be careful also, when you are disinfecting yung mga chemicals na gagamitin natin. So you see to it that you are going to read the instructions, or else Hindi tayo mamamatay sa virus, baka sa poison. Okay. So be careful when we are going to disinfect. Okay. So disinfect everything what we are using. Mga ball pen, mga everything, mga objects, mga gamit. Okay. So in conclusion, school health protocols in conducting face-to-face classes or sessions must be planned carefully following national and international guidelines to ensure that students will be safe or at least mitigate the effects of COVID-19. After all, students' lives matter as education does to them. So, thank you very much. That's all. Good afternoon.
Thank you very much, Ma'am Sarita. It is true that the most important thing here is to always adhere with all the safety protocols that we have. It is for the safety of everyone. Now, I would like to remind that I will be sending a link for attendance here in our chat box. Ma'am Judith, kindly send the link, ma'am, for the attendance. I would like to request all our participants, please register on the attendance link. Okay. No, no. Let us move on to our next speaker. So we'll be having some reminders from our senior high school teacher. She will be discussing about guidelines on work immersion. Also welcome the work immersion teacher in charge, Madeline Laxi. Ma'am.
Hello.
May I request
Medyo maingay.
participants, please mute your microphone.
Hala, nag-ano doon kay sir, ano,
Wala, oy, sarot-sarot lang. Wala challenge yung kuan, apil-apil. O, gina-enjoy kay
Excuse me, kindly mute your microphone.
Requesting all our participants kindly
Ayan.
mute all our microphones. Thank you very much.
Okay na. Kay
Again,
kanina.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon po everyone, to our beloved principal, Ma'am Espinosa, and to Sir James din po. Good afternoon po sa lahat. Before the guidelines, as an immersion teacher for UMS, I would just like to extend my gratitude for giving us an avenue para sa immersion po namin. So, for the information of everyone, yung immersion po is part of
Thank you very much, Ma'am Laxi, and also to our student volunteers, our little teachers. Thank you for helping us, sharing your time and effort in supporting in our Brigada Pagbasa project. Thank you very much. Now, I would like to remind everyone also, to all our teacher volunteers, student volunteers, if you have any questions, any concerns, kindly coordinate with all our reading coordinators. For the grade 7, we have Ma'am Heda Koime. For the grade 8, we have Mr. Ray Lesmes. For grade 9, Ma'am Faiza Khan. And for the grade 10, we have Ma'am Sarita Kamada. Okay. And also, all the reading materials will be provided by the English teachers. For the culminating activity, it will be on September 10. Again, like what Ma'am Faiza Khan said earlier, that all the participants that we have will be given your certificates. For our closing remarks, let me call on our very active, very supportive Assistant School Principal 2 of the Senior High School, Sir James Ryan Amamampang. Hello, sir. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Thank you for wonderful entrance na sinasabi mo, Ma'am Mastal. To our secondary school principal 4, Madam Annabella O. Espinosa, to all the department heads, master teachers, colleagues in the teaching profession, community learning facilitators, volunteers, and especially to the working committee. A blessed afternoon to one and all. I would like to convey and extend my sincerest gratitude to everyone for taking time out of your busy personal and professional schedules for being with us in this Brigada Ayala National High School Brigada Pagbasa virtual orientation. All for the sake and concern of our learners. This is to improve those identified recipients in relation to their academic performances, particularly in literacy. I am looking forward that we will be able to achieve our plans and programs with commitment and dedication. Thank you and God bless us all. No hay cosa imposible, cree junto, puede. Nothing is impossible, believe together we can.
Thank you very much, Sir James. Maraming salamat po. Okay, a quick reminder again, the attendance link is already set in our chat box. So requesting all our participants kindly register on our link. Now, do we have more announcements, Ma'am Lei, before we end our webinar? Thank you, ma'am.
So far, Vince, no more. Thank you very much. Very impressive. Very good job. Yun lang po. Yung registration nila, yung sa link na sent na.
Yes, ma'am. The registration and for the attendance link, Ma'am Lei.
Yes, Vince, yes.
It's already been sent, ma'am. Yes. And also, Ma'am Cholay Castañares is in charge for our documentation. Thank you, Ma'am Cholay. Okay. Thank you very much to all our participants for today. To all our 86 participants who stayed at the end of the webinar. Thank you. God bless everyone. Thank you for supporting our Brigada Pagbasa project. If you have questions, again, clarifications, our volunteers, just message, just call our reading coordinators. Okay. And also, the viewers in our Facebook live streaming, we have 22 viewers. Thank you very much, ma'am and sirs, for your support. That would be all for today. Thank you very much, and goodbye, good afternoon.